Hi guys, welcome back to my podcast. This is Life from M's Perspective, or just M's Perspective if you're looking for it on Spotify, or if you're looking for it anywhere else on the other platforms that it is at. So as we all know, for those who've been here before or who currently listen to my previous podcast, is the fact that I was recently in Ivory Coast attending a beautiful and amazing conference of Africa Rise and Shine. And while this conference is classified as a church conference, so it was actually my first time attending this conference, and my understanding of this conference was the fact that it's going to be all churchy. It's going to be like we're just going to praise and worship, and then we're only gonna have like pastors come and preach and tell us how this and that is taboo, you shouldn't be doing that, you know all those like logistics that we get from like churches, and at least from where I grew up or from the churches that I've mostly attended, because I believe that not everybody has the same experience. But for those who have the experience that I've had previously, you can relate when I'm trying to say that churchy and just pastors coming to tell you what you can and cannot do. So that's what I thought that this conference was going to be about. But when I tell you that it was mind-blowing and it was literally the opposite of what you can think about, you better believe it was the opposite of what you can think about. What I came to find about this conference is the fact that it was more about entrepreneurship, like entrepreneurs. Like, if you're a person who has ideas, if you're a person who wants to like grow, if you're a person who wants to challenge yourself in your life, and you just need that push, you need the nudge, and you just need like somebody to tell you to stop acting up and just get the job done with. This was literally the conference. And I'm not saying it's in the way of the fact that it's the usual pastors coming on the stage and telling us, like, you gotta do this, you gotta do it, not in that way. I mean, this conference, it's something that I love, actually. I remember when I was describing the experience that I got from this conference, and my twin brother, for those who don't know, I have a twin. So my twin brother was like, these are the stuff you like anyways. I'm like, yeah, these are the stuff I like, because through this conference we had people from different professions. We had rich people, yo. This conference had rich people, and this conference had professors from Ivy League universities in USA, professors from Rwanda, doctors who've done a doctorate. Some of them have done 2 of them. Like, what? How? Some of us can't even get ourselves to even submit an application for a doctorate degree, because it's actually that exhausting. But how can somebody do 2? On top of that, we had authors, and I'm telling ya, like, this conference was full on. If you are a person who like to network and you just like connecting, I'm actually gonna encourage you to not miss it ever in your life. Like, if you're not thinking about it, I would encourage you to think about it now. Like, it's next year in August, so you have time to save up for this trip and attend this conference, because it's a lifetime experience that you will never regret. And for those people who have a negative perception about church, a negative perception about pastors, I think this is the right place for you, because this will change your mind, and this will actually challenge you to look at things from a different perspective, which is also what my podcast is all about, like Life from M's Perspective. But I was able to gain a lot of knowledge from this conference, because the conference talks about 7 spheres or 7 mountains, and I think I might have covered a little bit in my previous in my previous podcast, but I think I didn't really go more into the amazing part about this conference. I know I was overexcited because I think I recorded that podcast when I had just woken up in the morning, because time difference, my sleeping pattern is still off, so I'm awake early. I might as well do a podcast. You know what I mean? But this time, I don't know, I was just reflecting on the whole conference. So it's been a week since I came back home from the conference. So the conference was lasted for 10 days, I believe, and after that we packed our bags and we were on our way back home to Australia. So I'm talking to you from Australia right now. So I can promise you, just like the way I said in my previous podcast, I was not paid to advertise for this conference. I'm telling you, I was not paid, because sometimes people will be like, have you been paid to advertise for Africa Rise and Shine, or for those who call it Africa Haguruka? No, I haven't. It's just like I'm a person who believes in sharing the good news that I've received. I'm a person who believes in sharing, like if I see opportunity somewhere and I think that we can all benefit from it, I'm a person who's going to come and share that opportunity with you. I'm not the type of person who's just going to sit and leave that opportunity to myself when I can see that there's more people who can benefit from that opportunity, and it's actually asking for more people to benefit from it. And hence, this is a conference that it's free of charge to attend. Yeah, if you're coming from somewhere else other than Gabon, then yeah, you're paying your money. You're paying for your hotel, you're paying for your travel ticket, you're paying for your insurance if you really need an insurance, you're paying for your food, but you're gaining more than just that. You're gaining the blessing from God. God is about to bless you for taking your time and actually considering his kingdom, and considering to come and serve him, and considering and trusting him with your finance by actually spending that money on that ticket to attend this particular conference in Gabon. And you are also gaining knowledge. You're also about to network yourself. Yeah, you're also about to get sessions that you should be paying for. I'm telling you, when I tell you some of the sessions that we had, I honestly believe that these sessions is to be paid for, because the people who were there, they're really high class people, but the way they were humble and sharing their experiences and sharing words of wisdom and words of affirmation and just an encouragement message for people to keep pushing. And then on top of that, just putting it in a biblical perspective, guys. And then on top of that, the praise and worship and just the connection, the friendship that you come out with over there is just amazing. And godly relationship, guys. What else do you need in life? I know you might be like, well, this is what you need in life, we don't need that in life. I'm like, cool, but I can tell you this conference shares every part of, it talks about everything. It talks about, I did cover education last time. It talks about education, it talks about family, it talks about business, it talks about evangelism, it talks about God knows what, arts and entertainment, media. And by the way, when they talk about media and all that kind of stuff, they're not stopping you from using the media, people. They're not stopping you from doing all these things that your culture will actually be like, oh, what are you doing? In my language. So it's not stopping you from doing things that you should be doing. It's just, redefining them for you and giving you more skill sets and more knowledge on how you can actually better, use those things, but also how you can use them to benefit you more than they're benefiting you right now. So you're basically being trained, the education you're going to uni to acquire, and you actually have a student debt for I don't know, you have 60k or 70k a day, or 100,000 debt, you name it. I don't know how much is in yours because mine is just horrendous, but you know, all the money you're giving to get all this knowledge, you get the opportunity to experience this knowledge in 1 week. A well-organized conference. I'm telling ya. If you've never heard of Africa Rise and Shine, well, you just did. And if you've never attended one, like I told you, it was my first time. It was literally my first time. So it's always happened in Rwanda for the past 25 years. And for the first time, it was moved to a different country, which was Ivory Coast, the 26th edition. Okay, and next year is going to be the 27th edition, and it's going to be happening in Gabon. Guys, what a good way to travel. Like, it's a good way to travel if you're not a travel person, especially for people who come from families where they're like, they will not let you travel for no reason. Well, this is a perfect reason. You're going for a church conference, okay? On top of that, you're getting knowledge from like people that you will never even have a way of having a sit with them in the same room, or even have the opportunity to talk to, because they're literally up your league. I'm just stating it as it is, you know. You're getting those opportunity. On top of that, you're getting the opportunity to make new friends, and also for your family becomes more understanding for your parents. Like, oh, my kid is going for a conference, what can she do wrong, or what can he do wrong? He can't do anything wrong because he's about to meet God, you know. That's if you want reasons to attend. I'm just giving you some. So but jokes apart, for real, it's a conference that I would encourage everybody to attend, especially like, I know as youth we're disconnected sometimes, not all of us, some of us, and we believe in hustling, we believe in working hard, we believe like, we have a thing, the devil has made us believe that we're falling behind in life, and that's why we need to actually catch up. So it feels like we're on a race with the rest of the world, or with the rest of like a peer group, or with our community members. So it's like, oh, they have a mortgage, my goal is also to work towards a mortgage, and towards that then you actually forgot about God, or you actually, once you used to prioritize time with God, time to go to church, time to serve, time for practice, time for like doing activities that will actually grow the church, now you pick and choose when you can be available and stuff like that, because you need to catch up. You feel like you're in a rush. Some people have 2 mortgages, some people have already, you know, paid one and they're still, you know, and some people have acquired like 2 degrees, some people have acquired their masters, you're still on your diploma, you're still in high school. Some people have acquired like a job, or like they have 2 jobs, you have one. So there's a lot of things that the world wants us to believe that are good for us, and then it puts us in that place where we feel like then God comes last, or like the time that we're spending with God, or the time that we're spending in serving is minimized, you know. But I'm a strong believer of the fact that when you put God first, when you actually attend God's kingdom things, then God is able to accommodate that. God is able to speak to your tutors to allow you to give you an extension on your assignment. God is able to speak to your employer to allow you to give you that leave that you need to take for that conference, or for that church, for that practice. So there's ways that God works his way around. So my encouragement to you, if that's your fear, put God first and see what he does in your life. I'm not gonna like preach because I'm not a pastor, but at the same time I just want to encourage people, like, don't feel like you're wrestling with anybody. As long as you and God are on the same path, you're fine. You're honestly fine. Serve God with everything that you have, and watch him do miracles and watch him do wonders. So I just want to encourage you. Next year, Gabon is happening, the conference is happening. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? Do you have a holiday booked? Well, I just gave you a reason to book a holiday, because guys, come on, you won't regret it. I'm telling you, if you regret it, come to me for refund, or I'll speak to God and he will refund you for the money that you just spent to go for the trip. But jokes apart, honestly, this is a good way to actually enable yourself to actually grow and expand yourself, whether it's in ways of wisdom, knowledge, and just like an open mindset this is a better conference for you to attend, like, because it's like full on like sessions in the morning from literally from Monday to we did Monday to Saturday. We had morning and afternoons. So morning will be sessions, and then afternoon will be like a revival church service. So, and in that church service also we were doing panels. We were learning a lot from different like speakers who are like, I told you, multi-millionaires. They're multi-millionaires. We had like vice presidents. Actually I think it was a vice president of Kenya. I'm not 100% sure, I can't recall, but I think it was. And all these other professors, guys, who've written books, who have research centers, and like if you're at uni and you want somebody to actually help you with that PhD degree that you're doing, or a master's, and you need somebody to help, why not come and connect with these people? Why not come connect, have somebody who can help you? And that too is somebody who is like, who has a kingdom mindset, who is actually going to be able to walk you through everything. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just sharing the good news, and I'm just sharing the opportunity. Like, we actually tend to be the reasons why we don't get what we want in life, because we're just closed off. We're closed off and we're not willing to go out of our comfort zone. And some of us are just comfortable going to church on Sundays. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to church on Sunday. Other than that, I don't want to know if there's a conference around here. I don't want to know about that conference. But that's how you network. That's how you connect. Okay, and that's how you get to hear from different beautiful minds, and that's where you also are able to pick up what is yours and you take it home. So let's connect, people. And there's no better way to connect than attend the Africa Rise conference for a good 10 days and just enjoy a holiday and enjoy, and enjoy. If you're a person who is like an entrepreneur, bro, what are you doing home? I just gave you a holiday. Just think about it. But anyways, so that's just my podcast for today. And I hope to bring to you guys something soon. But I've got good news, and it's the fact that sometime soon your girl is going to be launching her visual podcast. And I hope that maybe all these giggles that I do in this podcast and all these laughs that I do, you guys will be able to experience that in visual, so that maybe you can put like a sense of like belief or a sense of genuinity, thinking that now that I can see her facial expressions, I can believe what she's saying, I can more connect with her. Like, I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to change the world. God is already doing that in his own way. But I just pray that whatever I share with you, whether it's from my personal experience or from the way that I perceive the universe, the way I perceive things, I just pray that you're able to pick up something and it impacts you positively, and it makes a difference in your life in a positive manner, not in a negative way anyway. So I honestly just pray that God continues to bless you guys, and God continues to actually shower his love upon you and upon your family, upon your businesses, upon your everything that you do, basically. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna end with, let's meet at Africa Rise and Shine in Gabon next year, guys, and enjoy a beautiful message sent to us from God through these amazing people that he continues to use, not just out there in the world, but also in his kingdom. So thank you for listening, and I hope to see you guys next time. Ciao.